Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dot from Dot Me Now Coaching and Entertainment. For coaching, my links are down below. I offer various different spiritual readings down below. I also have an astral projection course down below. So if you want to go to any of these places, which I mentioned inside this video, you can always, check out the astral projection course if you don't know how to astral project. I also have a Patreon down below, and on Patreon, I tend to cover different places that I'm currently astral projecting to as well. I did a recent video on that like yesterday. You feel me? So, yeah. I have a lot of stuff down below. Check your boy out. In today's video, we are going to be talking about different places that I have astral projected to. You know, I astral project pretty often. Like I said, I have a course down below where I give you guys all the tools and the methods that I've used to be able to do this. Um, yeah, let's get right into it. So the first place we're gonna talk about is Gdoleium. You feel me? Gdoleium is mainly a water planet. Like I think there's like minor land spots on here, but it's mainly a water planet. That is in the Syrian constellation, or my fault, Syrian star system, Sirius B specifically. And Gdoleium is an amazing place to go to if you want to learn about the light and dark aspects of emotions. Now, when I say light and dark, I don't mean like good and bad. I mean more about like the expressive aspects and the more introspective aspects. But it does also deal with the more like like the lighter emotions and the denser emotions, like more subtle emotions like peace versus denser emotions like anger and stuff like that. You can learn all about these. So I actually discovered this, I would say maybe 2 weeks to a month ago. Around that time period is when I was going here. I go here every so often, and it's linked with another place I'm gonna mention in this video. That's called Oceanana. I actually discovered Oceania first, and Oceania actually is a planet that holds a lot of water wisdom, and they gave some of their wisdom to Gdoleium because in Gdoleium, the early history. Let me make sure I could actually. Yeah, my hands go over this, Joe. Yeah, all right, boom. So the early history in Gdoleium. Oh, by the way, the one on the right, this is like towards where like the surface and stuff like that. This is where like you have like the lighter water beings. Over here is the darker water beings, and by darker I don't mean evil. However, sometimes they can be more aggressive, but by darker I just mean that these beings are more introspective into themselves. You feel me? But the early history actually did have these two worlds conflicting, right? One of the main world whoa, whoa, whoa. One of the main wars people may know about is how you had the mermaid people up here versus the Syrian versus the siren people down here. But it's also just light water beings versus dark water beings too. That was a very big thing that was happening. And eventually there was a group of beings that came here from Oceania that essentially helped them to establish themselves and taught them about how they're different and how they need to do things differently and essentially live in different parts of the ocean, and they created boundaries and all this kind of stuff. You feel me? So, yeah, I'll mention Oceania later in this video, but this one is about this part is about Gdoleium. So now when you go to Gdoleium, you go to this side, my fault. You go to this side to learn about the lighter aspects of emotions, to learn about how to pretty much express emotion. You feel me? It's all about emotional expression and being free with your emotion. One of the biggest things I learned here is the fact that emotion is best expressed through dance and song. Like dancing and singing and just movement is one of the best ways to express emotions. It also does tell you how to achieve the more subtle emotions like peace, happiness, joy. They teach you a lot about how to like deal with your emotions properly, which is another aspect of expressing them, but it's like the proper ways to express them. It's like the better ways to express anger, the better ways to express sadness, the better ways to express happiness. You feel me? They show you the best ways to express different emotions here. You feel me? It's actually very lit. And then on the darker side, they teach you all about how to understand your emotions. So here you're expressing them. Here you're just more about like understanding them, understanding the root cause of your emotion, actually introspecting into your emotion and seeing the hidden aspects of your emotions and understanding what they're trying to tell you. One big conflict that these two had at first was the fact that these people thought at first that when something is felt, it should be expressed. But they felt like when something is felt, it should be understood. So they're over here trying to like, like feel energy and express it, do all this shit. They're trying to sit with it and understand it. And they would conflict about like, yo, stop. Like they'll be like, bro, like these niggas would tell these niggas like, yo, calm the fuck down, sit down, chill out. You feel me? I'm trying to fucking relax and understand what's going on here. You feel me? But these niggas telling these niggas, bro, stop being so serious. Get up, have fun, let loose. You feel me? So you can see like the dynamic between these two and how like some of their cultures may conflict. But they realize that both are very important because when you understand the emotion, you could better express it. But also some emotions don't need to be understood and they need to simply just be expressed. Like some emotions, like for example, when you feel like excitement, right? Sometimes when that pops up, you kind of gotta just let it out. You feel me? Like how you gonna just, oh, I'm excited because like no, excitement is meant to kind of be let out. You feel me? Then maybe you introspect on it later or other stuff like sometimes your anger does need to be expressed in the moment. Like, let's say somebody oversteps your boundaries. If you don't say, hey, I don't like that shit, stop doing that shit, they may keep on doing it. So you trying to be like, why am I angry? It's like, nah, fuck that. You feel that? Express that. You feel me? So they eventually learn how to, like, work together. And then now when you go here, you can learn all about how to do that type of stuff, too. So, yeah, this place is actually very freaking lit. Now it's time for the next place. So now we have Arendoll and Arendor. You feel me? So Arendol and Arendor are like direct opposites of each other. You feel me? So they're both jungle planets. This one is more like spiritual jungle temple like and stuff like that. This one's more like dark jungle, better watch out kind of a thing. You feel me? So let me explain this. So Arendelle and Arendor, I discovered these around the same period of time um as what's it called Gdoleium. You feel me? It was a little bit. It was a little bit before Gdoleium. So this one's probably like 3 weeks to a month instead of 2 weeks to a month. You feel me? I was actually going here with Cash. In fact, actually, it's really Cash who introduced these Jones to me. You feel me? Because we had past life history here. He was going here. These planets are in Xylanthia. Xylanthia is a galaxy that's in Sextans. If you look up Sextans A galaxy, that is Xylanthia. You feel me? The portal. There's a portal to Xylanthia in Sirius C. Now, with that being said, these are two planets that are in Xylanthia. I've actually been here in my past lives. I've actually talked about my past lives here on my Patreon. If you look at this video right here, my Patreon, you feel me? I've talked about my history on Arendoll and Arendor. So I'm not going to retell my history, but I will tell you what I was learning here and stuff like that. So with Arendoll, right? The forests here, they kind of show you your highest potential and kind of like how to reach it. So like when you go here, it's like the beings that live in the forest, the ones that you see are reflective of different traits that you can embody to reach your highest potential. So let's say that you need to be like a leader and you need to be stronger and you need to express yourself. You might start seeing a whole bunch of lions when you go inside the jungles. You feel me? And then when you see the lion starts kind of doing things that kind of symbolize to you how to be a better leader. Maybe the lion comes around you and it's leading its pride, and you kind of notice how it leads its pride, and it's like you look at that kind of as a way to take what that lion is doing and incorporate it inside of your life, and now you can lead your tribe the same way that the lion leads its people. You feel me? So that's one example. Now, with that being said, um, the different temples in Arendal, they'll teach you like the people there will tell you a lot about like how to understand what the animals represent, and kind of like how to embody the traits that the different animals are trying to represent and show to you. You feel me? They'll tell you a lot about that. So yeah, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about, because the thing is, this applies. This could apply to Earth. You know, like on Earth, you could see different animals that mean different things. You feel me? It's just that in Arendelle, it's more applied to the jungle, and the jungle has certain magic that kind of reflects to you your highest potential. You feel me? Through the animals. And also the jungle kind of will interact with you too. Like you may go inside of a jungle, or you may go inside a certain part of the jungle, and then like the route of the jungle kind of changes. But the place it leads you to is a certain spot inside the jungle that can kind of like help you. Like, okay, here's how I could put it, right? It's very linked with like time and timeline. So you may like go through a jungle and then enter an alternate timeline, right? Where like instead of like you think you about to go to a temple, but this route actually leads to a water spot. And at that water spot, there are certain people there who are there to teach you something about leadership. You feel me? Shit like that. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like this, like going through the forest, you'll see different animals, you'll experience different timelines, and certain routes may change and stuff like that. But it's always beneficial. You feel me? It's always benefiting you. Arendor is like the fucking direct opposite, nigga. The wildlife here, instead of showing you your highest potential and how to achieve it, it's showing you what's holding you back. And it's kind of forcing you to overcome that shit. You feel me? So the lion here, instead of the lion kind of leading its pride and being nice to you and kind of showing you how to be a leader, this one's fucking attacking you and your group, and now you're kind of forced to lead your group out the situation to not get eaten by this lion. You feel me? So it's like it's still trying to teach you how to become a leader, but it's in a different way. One way is by example, the other way is by forcing you to do it yourself. You feel me? So with that being said, yeah, Arendor is wicked, and then with the whole timeline shit, if you walk through certain forests, it's like you may walk through random ass booby traps that was never there to even begin with. You feel me? Like the booby traps just fucking appear. Like that shit's wild as hell, bro. You feel me? Arendelle and Arendor. Well, Arendor is nowhere to mess with. It's like you'll go to Arendelle and like you'll learn and they'll teach you different things about how to reach your highest potential. Then it's like, oh, you think you really passed that test? Okay, boom, go to Arendor and really see what's up. You feel me? And if you're able to like navigate Arendor and like overcome the stuff there, at that point you kind of master the different jungles and the forest, and now it's like they kind of, I ain't gonna say that they're nice to you, but they kind of leave you alone. Like for example, in Arendelle, once the lion's trying to teach you, the lion may fucking hug you and cuddle you. In Arendor, when you master what the lion's trying to teach you, the lion just stops attacking you. It's not cuddling your ass though. It's just gonna be like, all right, bet, nigga, we out. You feel me? So that's kind of how it is. Now the people that live here are called Adorni, and there's two kinds. You have these native looking Adorni. There's also like some black people in this tribe too. Then you have the Adorni that are like more feline based. You feel me? Because the Adorni were originally just like black men and like native looking men and stuff like that. You feel me? But at some point on Arendelle, because they were getting helped by felines. I mentioned all this history inside this video, by the way. If you want to know about like why they mixed with felines and the history about how the Odorni even got established and stuff like that, you'd watch this video right here. You feel me? But just know that the felines helped out the Adorni, and then because of that, a lot of Adorni, mainly the black men and the black women, they decide to mix with felines and then become the Adorni. You feel me? Or then become the feline based Adorni. These ones heavily live on Arendol. Like all the Adorni on Arendol are pretty much mixed with feline DNA. And then the Adorni that didn't want to get mixed with feline DNA, they went to Arendor. You feel me? Some of them went to Mogore also, which I'm gonna mention Mogore. Um, Actually, right now, let's go to Mogor right now. Since I already mentioned the Adorni and Arendon and stuff like that, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? Let's get into it. All right, boom. So the next two planets we're gonna talk about is Mogor and Oceana. These are also both inside Xylanthia. So let me show you these two pictures of Mogor, right? So you have boom and boom. This is past. This is present. It became a desert. Once again, if you want to know like the history of this place, I also talked about it inside this video down here when I was telling you guys my history in Xylanthia and stuff like that. So yeah, you have Mogor. Mogor is a pretty dope place actually. I gotta pull up one more picture real quick. I want to show y'all what the beings there look like. There's actually several beings there. You feel me? So these right here, right? These are the Ashkenazi, right? So these come from they're a mix of Adorni, Naga, and feline. If you want to know about like how they officially got mixed, once again, watch that video that I showed y'all. But yeah, because there's also Naga that live in Mogor too. There's Naga that live there. The Ashkenazi live there. And there's also like these bull beings called Tauren that live there. You feel me? But yeah, it used to be like this beautiful enchanted forest, but then it got destroyed by these beings called like ethereals, and that's how it became a desert. You feel me? So yeah, now with Mogor, you could go here to learn about pretty much like magical shit. So you could learn about like Naga magic and then also the magic of is it yeah, this picture. Yeah, so you could learn about the magic of the Ashkenazi also, which they have a spiritual system called Ashanti. You feel me? I defined Ashanti inside of my phone. They actually have a whole book. They have a whole book of Ashanti. You feel me? The book of Ashanti is valid as fuck. It's like an astral book. I got that shit in my astral library. You feel me? 'Cause you could definitely have astral books, you feel me? So let me pull up that joint. Yeah, Ashanti. Ashanti is the spiritual art of harnessing and utilizing life force energy to achieve a certain goal. Now, you guys know Jujutsu Kaisen. Their practice started off kind of like that, where they would kind of just use their emotions and turn it into like you could say cursed energy, and they will use it to like fight and stuff like that. But it developed to become a whole bunch of other shit too. Like in a shanty, they teach you how to leave your body and stuff like that. And when you leave your body, it's heavily done for the purpose of like gaining different kinds of life force energy. So like you would like astral project to like a fire planet to get more fire life force energy. You feel me? The way that they use astral projection in order to learn about different kinds of life force and how to utilize them and how to gain new ones is actually very fucking fascinating. You feel me? But yeah, that's what you learn about when you go to Mogor. They you look, and yeah, these beings come from Adorni because go the Adorni that didn't want to go to Arendor or Arendal, they went to Mogor. You feel me? Then they interacted with Naga beings. They eventually mixed with some Naga beings, but then there was like conflict going on and stuff like that, which caused the feline Adorni to pull up from Arendal, and then they helped out, and then the felines and the feline Adori from Arendal decided to mix with the black Naga niggas, and then they became the Ashkenazi and stuff like that, and yeah, yeah, shit was lit. You feel me? So yeah, that's Mogor. You feel me? And now it's time to talk about the last place, which is Oceania. You feel me? So yeah, the last place we gotta talk about is Oceana. So Oceana, I love this place so much. When I went here, bro, it opened up so much shit for me, bro. Like, yeah, bro, that shit's amazing. So Oceana is also in Xylanthia. I discovered it around the same period of time as Arendor, and Mogore and stuff like that. And this place is kind of weird because like it kind of exists outside of time in a way. um it has these whirlpools, right? And when you go inside the whirlpool, it kind of sends you to different timelines. You feel me? And it works in the same way as Arendelle, where like it sends you to different timelines that kind of show you your highest potential and how to reach it, you know? But this was more about like your emotions. You feel me? Like it's like it resonates with your emotions. When it comes to like the forest, it's more about like your physical, but like how to reach your physical potential and stuff like that. You feel me? So it's like if you're in Arendelle, you see how to reach your physical potential. If you're in Arendor, you see what holds you back from reaching your physical potential. In Oceania, it's more about like, oh, you start to like see timelines that are reflective of like your positive emotions and like your positive desires and the things you feel like you want to achieve and stuff like that, you know? You get taken the timelines that kind of reflect that to you. The whirlpools will also send you to planets that align with that shit too. So it's like, let's say that there's a certain ocean planet, like let's say that you want to become a healer, right? And you that's like your dream, and there's a certain ocean planet that would help you, that would help to teach you about healing. The whirlpool in Oceania may send you to that planet and they may teach you about healing, you feel me? So yeah, Oceania is linked with various different water planets. In fact, Oceania is actually a library planet that keeps track of the history of planets in Xylanthia and water planets outside of Xylanthia galaxy too. It's linked to several Syrian planets. It's linked to Gdoleium. Yeah, Oceania literally has the. It also holds the wisdom of like all water magic. It holds all water wisdom, and they oftentimes like use their warp. They oftentimes use their whirlpools to enter into other water planets that may need certain water teachings, and then they'll give them certain water teachings, and then they'll make that place dedicated to that specific water teaching. So Gdoleium, for example, right? You can learn about light and dark aspects of emotions in Oceania, but Gdoleium is the place that was like, this is the specific place you go to for this shit. You feel me? Also with Oceania, since you could get sent to like, cause like I said, you get sent to different timelines, but also just different periods of time, past, present, and future. So it's like Oceania, right? You may go to Oceania, right? So actually, let's say you have Oceania, but in the second quarter of galactic history, right? Somebody in that second quarter may go through a whirlpool, and they may go to Gdoleium in the third quarter. And when they end up in Gdoleium in the third quarter, they learn all about the light and dark aspects of emotions. You feel me? And then they go back from Gdoleium in third quarter to Oceania in second quarter. Now they have information about light and dark emotions. You feel me? This could have been the first time ever that Oceania ever learned this shit. You feel me? However, while being in second quarter Oceania, now they travel to second period Gdoleium and teach Gdoleium about the light and dark water shit. And now that's why they were able to teach them the light and dark water shit in third quarter. So what I'm trying to say is, it's like they make these time loops where like Oceania will get information from a certain place in the future, but then they would teach them the information in the past. You feel me? Some of y'all got that. That might have confused some of y'all though. That's just time shit. Where it's like the past makes the future. Because it's like the people in Gdoleium only know what they know because the people in Oceania taught the people in Gdoleium what they know. But the people in Oceania could only teach people in Gdoleium what they know because Gdoleium taught the niggas in Oceania. So it's this never ending time loop of which one really came first. You feel me? But yeah, it's weird like that, you know. And there's several other places in Oceania that look completely different than these. You feel me? But I just put these pictures because one part I was in had like these several different like white buildings. They were way bigger than this too. The AI ain't make it how I wanted it to. You feel me? But yeah, Oceania, there's mad different spots in Oceania that look several different ways. You feel me? And there's these beings there, right? I call them the Black Water Tribe because these people come from the Ashkenazi and Mogore. So when there was a period of time where these beings from a place called Doratan were coming to Mogore. You feel me? And when they were coming to Mogore, the the Ashkenazi were told to go to Oceania and to merge with the water because they understood how to merge with elements. You feel me? So they could actually merge with the water. You know, and they became the Aqua Ashanti. I just call them the Black Water Tribe. You feel me? Because they're like the water tribe from fucking from Avatar. You know, they don't. And I mean, shit. Some of them do live in some ice spots. You feel me? The Black Water Tribe, they be in Gdoleium a lot. They be in several different water spots. They're in this one spot that's called Lamia as well. You feel me? Lamia is in Sangus, by the way. I'll mention that in a different video. But yeah, these motherfuckers are lit. They got mad water wisdom. You feel me? I forgot to mention about Mogor, right? I don't know if I still got the picture of Mogor. Yeah, I'll use this picture with Mogor, right? When if you go to Mogor, you can also learn about the eternal flame slash eternal flames. Technically the eternal flame is really a golden phoenix flame, but that golden phoenix flame could get split up into other phoenix flames because you have a red phoenix flame, you have red or pretty much all colors of rainbow, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, autumn shits. You feel me? You got all kinds of color phoenix flames. You feel me? But they could all come together and then become the golden eternal flame. But some people will call like the smaller Phoenix Flames Eternal Flames also. But really Eternal Flame is really supposed to be mainly for the golden one. You feel me? But yeah, they actually had Eternal Flames here. I mentioned the Eternal Flame shit and how they got it inside that Patreon video as well. You feel me? So I'm not gonna cover it here. But yeah, these are some places I've been to. You know, I also made a video on Patreon recently. I'll show that John also. I made this video right here where I was talking about because one of the things I learned about from Oceana was the best way to deal with emotions. I made that video right here. I also made this video about the Great Oceanic Wars because there was a period of time in galactic history where you had these great oceanic wars where there was several water planets beefing with each other and with other planets. Covered that shit. It's also linked to Earth too and stuff that's happening on Earth, especially with the entertainment industry. You feel me? But yeah, I made these videos which come from things I learned at Oceana. You feel me? I also made this video the other day where I mentioned different places I've been going to recently because the places I've shared inside this video, these are spots that I've kind of like already been in and kind of understood to a certain extent. I still visit some of them every here and there, but I've kind of already been there, done that. These are places that I'm currently going to right now, like Eberron, Khyber, Siberia, stuff like that. You feel me? So I mentioned that in this video. You feel me? But yeah, I'm end this video right here. I love you all. I'm gonna catch you in my next video. Peace. The freak out.